People don't always understand what it's like to have PH. They'll understand that I will get a bit more breathless, but they wouldn't really understand how hard it can be to manage that. I've had PH since I was 3, so I've never really known life without it. I'd say out of the side effects PH, the one that bugs me most is the breathlessness, because I like to be quite active and sometimes it does get in my way. I often find if I've done too much, I will end up breathing faster and heavier, and my heart rate will often raise. I find breathlessness stops me doing as much as other people.
So I think PH symptom-wise, the one thing that really affects Emily is breathlessness. Emily's a little bit unusual, I think, insofar as it varies over time as to how breathless she gets. So she has good spells and less good spells.
I often found getting up to upstairs lessons a lot more tricky, because when I first started I didn't have the hall pass where I could leave earlier, so I would often have to go with the crowd's pace, which wasn't great. Overall, my PH symptoms mean that I often have to think a lot harder about what I'm doing. I find I have to take a lot of extra precautions with my PH, so if I'm going out I have to think, oh, how long will I be, say, stood up, moving around for? Will there be places to sit down? How much walking will there be? How many pills will I need to take? Like, how long will I be out for? And does everyone know? Is everyone aware if I'm going out with friends?
So Emily looks completely normal. And what it means is, if she's not keeping up or if I'm worried about something, then I have to explain it because nobody can see what's going on. It would be nice to think that the general public could be open-minded enough to find out about different disabilities when they come across their path and to adapt as needed.
I feel like when you can't see the fact that there's a disability, it automatically becomes like less severe in most other people's eyes. When I had damaged my knee and had to walk with a crutch, I found that people were like being a lot more careful and a lot more aware than they would be if I didn't have an accessory to show.
There was a really big difference. That was a physical disability. You could see her knee was massively swollen and everybody was very careful around it. And out and about, people noticed and, you know, it was all fine. So that's completely different to PH, where she doesn't look any different. You've got to actually look and listen.
Even though I've got PH, I can still enjoy loads of things. Like, I'll do stagecoach, singing, acting and dancing. So I really enjoy music because it's a creative outlet for me that isn't affected by my PH.
So Emily is just amazing and I'm hugely proud of her. PH has never stopped her doing anything she wants to do.
My advice to another young person with PH would be not to compare yourself to others, whether they have PH or not, because everyone is different. Even with PH, some people need oxygen, some people don't. I find comparing yourself often leads to certain expectations, so whether you think because this person can do this, I can do this. I think it's really important for people with PH to find what makes them happy, because it gives them a life outside of PH.